Well, hello, guys. This is episode 7. Hello, I'm Kim.
8. Episode
Oh, my
8.
God. Episode 8. Come on, Kim. You need to be with it. Episode 8. Well done, Mr. Jackson. Episode 8 of Relationship Matters. Today we're talking about keeping the spark alive in your relationship. This is also from a listener. We get feedback and recommendations, and people will say, well, you guys, can you touch on this subject? And this was one of the subjects that my husband and I decided to pick. So Mr. Jackson, keeping the spark alive. Do we get too comfortable? I think we get too comfortable in our relationship sometimes. And we can get carried away. Like you can just become, I don't know, like old in the relationship before your time. Before the relationship is even in maturity stage, it's already phasing out. I think we tend to get too comfy sometimes, especially after children. You know?
Okay.
Yeah. So what's your view on that?
Well, I was reading just a few years ago. I read this wonderful quote, who I cannot do better than, and the quote was, "Life is what happens while you are planning for it."
Life is what happens while you are
planning for it.
Oh wow!
So while you're planning, life is happening.
Okay.
So what does that? What did that mean to me?
To
me, what did that mean to me? It's you're in a relationship while you are planning a lot of things, because a lot of people married are in relationships. They're planning or looking at what the things they would like to do, the things that they would like to have. They would look at all the things that they're making wonderful plans and they have ideas. But life is happening while you have your ideas.
In other words, the clock keeps ticking.
The clock is ticking while we are kicking, and nothing is happening.
Exactly. The clock keeps ticking. Yeah. Okay.
So, getting comfortable in relationships.
Yeah.
And
remember the topic, keeping the spark alive. Yeah.
Sometimes we get comfortable, or the spark, I would say the heat goes down. I would not even say the spark. I would say the heat in the relationship goes down to a minimum, because often life takes over the relationship.
Yeah.
So we are now married. We are now looking at getting a mortgage, so we're trying to save the deposit. So I'm doing all the overtime in the world, or I'm trying to get that second degree or that master's or that PhD, or a child has come along, or 2 children have come along, or we want to move out of our parents' home and move into our own place. A variety of things begin to happen when we're married.
While the clock is still ticking.
While the clock is ticking, while you are still a red-blooded human being who wants to still feel the heat and to get the va-va-voom.
So how do you keep the va-va-voom? That's what I'm talking about, because for me...
You turn the temperature up.
from a woman's point of view, for me it's like, and I don't know, I think a lot of women can relate to what I'm about to say. When we dating, we make such a big effort. Listen, the hair is on point, nails on point, personal hygiene is on point. We look amazing all the time because we are trying to get you, we are trying to impress you. You know, listen, we are, like Beyonce said, I woke up like this. Listen, I need to show you I'm gorgeous 24/7.
You look like something off a 5-star chef's menu.
Really, Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
Not the page of Vogue magazine. Okay.
You look sumptuous.
So I look edible. Okay.
Tasty.
Okay. But the point is, we try our best.
Yeah.
And I think men do this as well. You know, you're trying to, get in, you have a relationship with someone. You look your best. You smell your best.
Oh, you look after yourself.
Oh my God, because scent is a big thing for me. You need to smell your best. You look your best. You look amazing. You take me out to the nice fancy restaurant. You take me out on a date. We go out to the cinema. We go movies. We go to a museum. We go to the park. We go for long walks. We do all the exciting things.
And during all of that, this man is eyeing you up like a lion in the wilderness. I think that's one of the most beautiful parts of dating and courting. I don't mean to just jump in there and cut you off.
Okay.
But I'm just saying,
Yeah.
I'm like, this man is, every time when people are dating,
Yeah.
I always like to observe, and I know I'm guilty of this, is the eye contact and the way the eye keeps sweeping the woman up
You and your
and
lyrics,
down.
Mr. Jackson.
And
Yes.
the way the eye keep caressing and spinning around like a
Okay,
tornado.
okay.
I just begin to engulf and begin to massage
Okay. Oh, really?
all the hair and the nails and the lips, and I'm just saying.
Okay.
During the
But
dating,
the point is, you were doing all of that to get into my pants. That's the whole thing.
no, not necessarily to get
that's
into your
all,
pants.
Yeah, but that's
to
it. That's
get
the bottom.
you inside.
Okay, but that's the bottom line.
That's the bottom
Okay,
line. To
so-
get you inside. We have to keep things classy.
So you've won the battle, or the wife has won the battle. I now have you, you now have me.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we are one.
Okay.
You understand? So now all the beautiful thing has happened. Now we are a couple. We are living in-house.
Yes.
We have gotten married. Let's just say we've taken we've gone to level 2. We've gotten married now. You understand? Level 3, we've had the kids. Level 4, we've even bought the house. You understand? What happens now? So sometimes I feel that we get so comfortable because now I'm with you. It's like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, you're just my husband. You're my mate or whatever it is. Some people go as far as level 5. They get into businesses together. You understand? Now, what happens in terms of keeping the spark alive? You know, we get carried, like you said, the clock keeps ticking. Life keeps happening. You understand? And it's very easy to get so comfortable that you just believe, like, you know, when you're living with your parents, yeah, perfect example, when you're just at home and you have mom, dad, and your other siblings.
In and out.
You're in and
It's a
out.
drop in and
The
a drop
funny
out.
thing is, you do not want your household to get, you know, everyone is aiming to have that perfect family, that life. You know, but you don't want it to get so comfortable, like you start seeing your spouse as, well, they're just a family member. You know what I mean? Yeah, I've got the kids. Yeah, you come home. You're not lusting after that person anymore. You're not the eyes that you're talking about. Oh, yeah. You're no longer giving that person the eyes. You're not undressing your spouse with the eyes anymore. Yeah. You know, for you, I'm coming home, I'm knackered, I'm tired. I have dinner, I go straight to bed. You understand? And I think men are very guilty of, I will say this based on my experience, they don't make a big effort in organizing and planning things. Because I think most women, if they don't plan the date, if they don't, you know, they don't book the cinema ticket, or if they don't book the dinner table, or
they don't say
then say, this is what we're doing, it won't happen. Yeah. If they don't plan the date night, it won't happen. I mean, most men will go along with it. But I find we as women always have to initiate. You understand? We have to say, can we do this? And I think most men, sometimes you guys get comfortable.
Yeah.
You get too comfy. And there are some women, after a while, you know, if I'm the one who keeps pushing for things to happen and I realize you're not putting any effort, some women also take the back seat and say, you know what, forget that nonsense. I'm not doing it anymore.
That's true.
You know, and
that's
guess what?
correct,
I start wearing my granny drawers in the house. I start wearing, you know, those comfortable clothes with no bra on.
Hoodies,
you understand?
blah, blah, blah.
I have my hair in the, you know, covered with my hair bonnet, sitting all day on my day off. It's like all of a sudden we become so comfortable. We've lost the attraction. We don't look,
housemates.
you know, we're there like we're now a house girl instead of actually being a housewife. That's why, you know, like when you watch these Nigerian movies, one of the things I like about these African films, they always portray, you know, there's a difference between the house girl and the madam. You understand? The madam always looks like she is the madam. Yeah, you know what I mean? You could tell this is the lady of the house. You understand? Keep up the standard. You understand? I think sometimes this is what we women lack. Yeah. Because we get so comfortable. Our husband now sees us as every time I come in, you're just in your long dress, you have no bra on, your hair is a mess. When last did you do your nails? Like, you don't even, some of us don't even,
The
you know,
effort.
the effort is gone,
gone,
especially
yeah.
people who are lounging on a day off. You know, some people don't even have a bath until evening time.
Yeah.
They just in
No
the same,
brush teeth,
no brush
no
teeth,
nothing.
your hair is a mess. You, like, I'm saying, we have to remember that we still have to maintain that same level of, you know, keeping the wanting look.
Yeah.
Like, I want you to always have that, like you say, in the eyes for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
I don't want to make myself too comfortable
Yeah.
to the point whereby you come home and then I always just look like your grandma or your aunt or a family member sitting in the house. I want to keep looking like your wife, the person that you were lusting after, the person that you always long for. Because after a while, it's like still need to find that person sexually attractive. We mustn't forget that. This is your partner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You must still want me, and I still need to want you, and I still need my husband to look a certain way,
Yeah.
so we can still have the, you know,
Fire.
the fire still, you know. So, what's your view on that?
So I'm just looking at it at like based on all that you've said. I'm just looking at it from a man's perspective.
Yeah.
When a man is pursuing a woman, they say you have to try to look at. It's often looked at as a predator pursuing a prey. Now, number one is that the predator is hungry, or the
Okay.
predator look at the prey and he just think, that looks good. I want some of that.
Yeah.
So when you've already gotten past that stage and you're in a relationship and you guys are settled, and let's say there's many responsibilities, at the end of it all, a man will fall in love with a woman not just because of physically
Yeah.
what she brings to the table. He will be in love with what he sees, but also what he knows he's getting beyond that.
Okay. Oh wow, that's
Right.
deep.
But that's what it is. So you are going to find that the man would look at the physical assets that is coming into this investment.
Okay. Big breasts, big boobs.
Well, not necessarily
She's
big
got
breasts or big
everything.
boobs. The things that he like, because every man don't like big breasts and big boobs.
It's true.
They
It's
like
true.
proportion.
Yes, it's
They
true.
like nicely proportioned bits.
Okay.
Right. So moving on.
Nicely.
If a
proportioned.
man a man like nicely proportioned bits.
Okay.
Some men
okay.
like excessive bits. Some people like medium portions.
Okay,
Some
I get you,
You
Mr.
know,
Jackson.
we just
I
like
get
what we like, how we like it.
Okay,
Everyone
fair
has
enough.
a different kind of have a different eye and different flavor.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Of
Right.
course. Yeah.
So you look at keeping the spark alive. You look at having your wife. You're looking at how she's presenting herself, and then a man sometimes would say, baby, sweetie, honey, darling, whatever. Yeah, you see what you're doing there? This what you're doing there
yeah.
is not working.
When you say what you're doing there, what you mean?
Like if she start carrying herself a certain way.
Okay.
She
Like
stop
being in her pajamas all
physically,
day.
Yep. If she started physically not
Look
make
after
herself
herself,
appealing, and he's
okay.
someone who gets excited about the physical appearance because she might be dressing up and doing all of that, but she's cooking the sweetest food, and that excites him because men are excited by a variety. I think they are excited by.
Well, that's
different
why they're
things.
different acts of love, isn't it?
There's different acts of love. So while she might not be physically presenting herself the way she should, she's still doing the other thing that he is still attracting him. But life is about balance. So you must also not forget to physically also keep up the standards.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
A man also have to remember that he needs to remind a woman that she is a woman. Give her a little pinch. Not a pinch to hurt her.
What do you
a
mean
little
by
tickle.
remind a woman that she is a woman?
A woman
yeah.
sexually.
Okay.
I'm talking about intimately.
Okay.
He must pass and give her, touch her in some sensitive, some intimate places.
I think especially people don't do that anymore. It's like you're in the kitchen cooking your dinner, and it's nice for your husband to come in the kitchen and give you a little peck behind the neck and just hold you.
Yeah,
and just
hug
make
from behind and
a
hold.
little hug from
That's
behind
it.
and make you feel like, oh my
Yeah.
God, baby, you smell lovely. Or just to remind your spouse that you look beautiful today, you know, or because we want to hear those things, you know.
yeah.
We
Yeah.
really want to hear those things. And I think sometimes we get so comfortable, you know, like I said, we wake up every morning, we do the same thing. I leave the house, and some men don't tell their women how they feel. Like,
Yeah.
"Oh, baby, you look really nice today." Or
Or
even
you look nice, you smell
nice. Or even if you never got to tell me, be flirtatious and send me a text and say, "When you left the house this morning, oh my.
I had some ideas.
Or I've got some plans for you later."
Oh, yes.
You know, or,
that builds anticipation.
Exactly.
That's the next thing I was coming to.
Exactly.
The next thing I was coming to is, how do you communicate? Romance is about, and being romantic is also about communicating.
I love that.
And setting the stage for what is possible, what can come. You could sit down with your spouse and, like, literal example, you've been together for a while. Sometimes you get accustomed to the kiss, the peck, and you just carry on.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's good to actually stop your wife, stop your husband, and when you're kissing them, say, "Hey, listen, not a short one today. I really want one that's going to touch me in my soul. I want a kiss that's going to reach me." You remember when we was dating, like when the first set of kisses,
Oh my God.
I wanted to give me a kiss that will put me in a trance.
Oh my days, I do remember those kisses. My goodness.
I'm telling you.
Your memory lane.
And it's also about, you sometimes the husband or the wife could hold on to the other partner. You have a little kiss.
Or sometimes maybe it's not even a kiss. At the end of the day, sometimes we just want a hug. And sometimes I want a long hug.
Yeah, of course.
Or I just want you, like I come home and I tell you, "Baby, I just want to cuddle."
Yeah.
Or like I normally do this. This is something I do with my husband, guys. So I work nights. We both work nights. And, or when you're not working a night shift and I have found you asleep at home. So when I come home in the morning, obviously you're not going to go back to bed because you've slept all night. But I like to tell you things like, "Can you cuddle me until I fall asleep?"
Yeah.
But
I enjoy that.
Yeah, because for me, it's like I have missed, because I work nights, I'm not at home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's not all about sex sometimes. Sometimes I just want you to
It's
hold
the
me.
intimacy.
It's the intimacy.
Yeah.
I just want, and then I fall asleep much quicker when that happens.
And you sleep much better.
Within minutes, I'm asleep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think, in terms of saying about the, like
Keeping
keeping the spark and being flirtatious, how often do you speak to your spouse? Another thing that we're great at, my husband and I are just giving you guys example, guys. Take notes.
Just examples, yeah.
Take notes, because this works for us. You're going to find, or you're going to have things that works for you. My husband may not be the most romantic person on the planet, because you don't book no you're not gonna book a restaurant and tell me, "Baby, I'm taking you out for dinner," or cinema ticket. But you are going to make sure I come home to a good cooked meal. You're gonna make sure that breakfast is ready for me. You're gonna make sure that the bed is made the exact way that I want the bed to be made. You will have a cup of tea or cup of coffee waiting for me. These things
and if you come in and you say, "Oh, I've had a rough night. I have a plan to make sure."
Exactly. And then
also,
you tell the kids, "Listen, don't
have,
disturb mommy tonight. No stress tonight."
Nothing.
Because, listen, she's had a rough day. These are beautiful things. You know what I mean? And even the things that you do, like, for instance, give me a little massage and say to me, "Listen, baby, I'll sort you out." But one of the things I think which is really good that we do on a day-to-day basis without fail is that we're always on the phone. We are always on the phone with each other. We're on the phone as if like we're in a long distance relationship.
I think one of the best things,
I've had people who've asked me, "Are you sure you and your husband live together?"
I think sometimes we freak the children out, because you would leave and go downstairs to go in the car to work.
Yeah.
And when you go downstairs, I'll call you, put the phone on speaker,
and we speak until I get to work.
And but you was like, "Hi, baby." Like, you haven't seen me in months, and the children would be like, "But she just literally just left."
And they'll say things like, "You guys are so weird."
Yeah.
But it's okay. But it's our thing.
Yeah.
We will speak about, and I think sometimes we communicate better like that, because sometimes when we're in the house, we forget to tell each other certain things.
Yeah, because we are physically engaged
because
in what
the
we
children
are
happens, everything. But
Yeah.
when we're on the phone, I think one thing I like about, we just talking about different things on the phone. Sometimes we just have stupid conversations where we just want to laugh. You understand? Where we want to tell each other about something ridiculous that happened on the way to work, something we see along the way, or sometimes we just want to talk about work. And when we get to work, we say to each other, "Okay, baby, I'm at work now. Bye, love you." But I think for me that just keeps things current, because we're always communicating.
Keep things fresh.
But I
We're
know
always in
I
communication.
know some people, if you call them too much, it's like,
It'll be very
what are you
annoying.
checking on me for? Like, they think that's obsessive.
That's obsessive, yeah.
You understand? It's like, listen, I just left the house. Why are you calling me already?
And also, just to make things clear,
Yeah.
we also have those kind of moments where I could say, yeah, listen, baby, yeah, I'm gonna do so and so and so whatever, or today, while blah blah blah, you can't.
Oh,
call
yeah,
me.
because
and
you'll be busy.
You'll be telling me the same thing as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
So
Oh,
while
yeah.
while we are constant in communication, which I think keeps things fresh. That's how we are. We started. We are communicators.
and
We're
we've
always
done that from day
communicating.
one.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it keeps us fresh. It keeps things fresh for us. So while we might neglect certain things, we always have communication.
Yeah,
And we
yeah.
are always able to laugh with each other.
Oh, laughing is such a big...
We are always able to laugh.
You remember
with-
our wedding?
laugh
We couldn't
at-
even take the wedding seriously. Because we couldn't say the vows. Or I couldn't say all your names properly.
But you knew my names. You always
had
call my
too-
names.
You had too many names,
Yeah.
mate. Whoever was
But-
at our wedding could vouch for this. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
But I think, guys, we're going to end it there. But one of the things, I mean, for me, what I was saying to my husband this morning when we were preparing ourselves for this podcast, in a relationship, there's always room for improvement.
Always.
And there's always room for growth.
Yeah.
Very important. So at the end of the day, you can see in your relationship, you know your relationship better than anyone else. If there is something which needs a tweak, or you need to work on something, or you need your spouse to change something,
It's
communicate
okay.
with
Yeah.
your wife. Say,
Yeah.
baby, you know what? Can we go out for dinner more? And it doesn't always have to be, don't be spiteful. Don't say, okay, you know what? Because you're not booking the tickets, then I'm not going to book the tickets. Because you're not taking me out to dinner, you know what? I'm not going to book dinner. Because even if my husband will not do those things, I will do it. Because at the end of the day, it's a way of keeping us alive. The point is he is present.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But there are some things that
Yeah.
you don't do either. And I'm okay with that.
Exactly.
And I would say, oh, well, you know, she's not doing it, so I'm not going to do it. You see, this is where one point I'm going to take from what you're saying.
Yeah.
One point I'm going to take from that is sometimes we have to appreciate the differences in each other.
My goodness, that is so
You
important.
understand?
Yeah.
Because, and if your spouse is not doing something that you are doing, sometimes it might be your spouse is okay and comfortable with you to continue to do that. It does not mean that would always be the case, but sometimes you have to appreciate the differences
Yeah.
in people, because we might not be the same, or we might
No,
not be
exactly.
comfortable doing the same things. But
Exactly.
it's what makes us unique and makes us appreciate each other as we are.
And find things that you can do together as
yeah.
a couple.
Always find
you
things you can
understand?
do
Because at
together.
the end of the day, you may like football, and I'm not a big fan of sports, but I can embrace that sometimes with you, because I think sometimes we need to get out of our comfort zone.
Yeah, the differences,
You know what I mean?
differences in each other
Yeah.
might actually be the most interesting part of the relationship.
Yeah. You will watch your game. I'm not a big fan of it, but you know what? I will sit with you today while you're
Yeah.
watching the game.
Yeah.
And even if I'm
It will mean a lot.
Yeah, even if I'm on my phone, not watching the game, but I'm with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if you come to the cinema with me to watch one of those long, loving movies where it's like, and you're like, baby, I'm an action man. But you know what? You like Titanic, so I'll come and watch it with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just, I think it's meeting your spouse halfway and compromising
Yeah.
and doing things together that you love. Go for walks more often.
Yeah.
Learn to hold each other hands more often. Leave the kids with a friend of the grandparents or the family member and do exciting things with your spouse. Book a hotel. Have a dirty weekend if you have to, just to bring your spark
Right,
back.
okay.
No, but because
Yeah.
that's important
Yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
it is,
There's
it
nothing
is.
wrong with saying, tonight, you know what? Let's book a room somewhere else and pretend instead of just being at home.
Oh, yeah.
Get outside your comfort zone.
I think that's important. Definitely get
just
outside your
try
comfort zone.
to
Yeah.
keep your spark alive. Don't get too comfortable, ladies. Don't be in your rollers, your hair rollers, and your pajamas all day with your unbrushed teeth, smelling the bad breath on all day,
Oh
and you
my
expect
God.
your spouse to be pleased with you.
Yes.
Wake up and be a madam. Let's learn something from our African brothers and sisters. Listen, be the madam of your house. Make your husband know that this queen lives at this address.
And
You
guys,
understand?
remember that your woman is your queen.
Exactly.
You understand?
Not
Remember that your
respect.
spouse is your
Enough
queen.
respect.
And your differences is what makes you unique. It does not need to be, it is not a punishment. Your spouse, your partner is not punishing you because they are different, because they have a different or their differences.
Exactly.
That is your other half.
That you
half
chose.
mean that both of you together
The other
make
half that
complete.
you chose. Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly. So enjoy each other.
And love is beautiful. And that's what very important point. Always find interesting ways of enjoying each other.
Exactly.
And each other's company.
Exactly. Man,
Always
I
enjoy.
think we've said it all, mate.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much once again. Episode 8. I hope you guys have taken something from this. I normally like to listen to this podcast myself, trust me, and we take lessons from it. So thank you so much. Be blessed and see you guys again next Sunday.
Have a wonderful week.
Thank you.